Okay, you are perched very precariously on something, so I hope you don't fall down. I am back from my day out, and it was like literally a full day out, and it felt so good. I did get a little bit of reading of Sea of Tranquility done. I started reading it, I should say. I'm up to page 37, which is the next part, and I'm enjoying it so far. It's definitely interesting. I read this actually in the mall, the shopping center. They have like seats around the stores. They didn't have it during COVID time, but now that restrictions have eased a lot here, the chairs are starting to return a little bit more now, so that's really good to see. But yes, Sea of Tranquility, it's 255 pages long, so I should be able to breeze through it, no problem. Then also got a poetry collection about doggies, and this is gonna make me cry. It nearly made me cry in the store. Ooh, there's like really beautiful artwork as well. That is actually really quite beautiful. Another thing about Sea of Tranquility, it's almost, let me try to find a page. It does this thing where there's like page breaks in between, if you can see that. And I actually really like that in books. I like that kind of page break in between. It's a lot bigger than I was expecting. I thought it was going to be about the size of I thought it was going to be the size of Station 11, but it wasn't, which is completely fine. Totally fine. And in the clips, you would have seen that there were like some Easter kind of things hanging around the place. That was like the first shopping center I went to because that one's undergoing renovations and stuff like that. So I really wanted to see how that was progressing. It's quite interesting how much that they've done from when I first went there to have a look to now that things are opening up a bit more. And like I said, I did read up to page 37. Oh, and then I went into another shopping center to buy these books. It looks like it's going to take place like around different timelines and different eras. We get one year in 1912, another one in 2020, another one in 2203, and then 2401, because there's this kind of anomaly that happens. Okay, actually, let me just read the back of this book to you, because I could not do this justice. In 1912, 18-year-old Edward St. Andrew crosses the Atlantic, exiled from English polite society. In British Columbia, he enters the forest, spellbound by the beauty of the Canadian wilderness, and for a split second all is darkness. The notes of a violin echoing unnaturally through the air. The experience shocks him to his core. 2 centuries later, Olive Llewellyn, a famous writer, is traveling all over Earth, far away from her home in the Second Moon Colony. Within the text of Olive's best-selling novel lies a strange passage. A man plays his violin for change in the echoing corridor of an airship terminal as the trees of a forest rise around him. When Jasper Jacques Roberts, I'm assuming is Jacques anyway, Roberts, a detective in the black-skied Night City, is hired to investigate an anomaly in time. He uncovers a series of lives upended. The son of an English aristocrat driven to madness, a writer trapped far from home as the pandemic rages Earth. A little bit too familiar, don't you think, that sentence there? And a childhood friend from the Night City who, like Jasper, I don't know, himself, has glimpsed the chance to do something extraordinary that will disrupt the timeline of the universe. Perceptive, poignant, and incredibly compelling, Sea of Tranquility is a virtuoso performance, a novel that investigates the idea of parallel worlds and possibilities and plays with the very line along which time should run. And already it is interesting how this man that was born in wealth, because the first one is from Edward's perspective, which is not in 1912, and it was about this guy that basically this rich, well-off person basically says he's exiled. Like I said here, he's exiled from English polite society. Like, he really has no prospects because his older brother will inherit what the father had. Edwin has 2 older brothers. The first one is the oldest one. and he will inherit what his father, like his father's inheritance, his father's estate. He will inherit that when the father dies. Niall, who is the youngest, Edwin is the middle child. Niall is in Australia doing God knows who or what. And even Edwin says that he's probably getting drunk in Australia. Edwin is left with nothing, so he thinks, okay, well, if I'm gonna do nothing, he was already gonna go to Canada anyway, but there was this big explosion, like a conversational explosion, not a literal kaboom explosion, but he basically says, fuck you, to his parents, because he can trace his ancestry all the way back to this, oh my gosh, this really old guy, or this guy from like a long time ago, from thousands of years back, when he conquered India, and is also always about like winning over the natives and colonizing them. And he says a big fuck you to the father at a dinner party, big fuck you to the father for doing that, and it shouldn't have happened. Why should it have happened? Why do they feel like, why do these people with such power and wealth feel the need to claim ownership of a country and its native people, and even just like over land, you know, like land that has been with these natives for centuries and for eons and centuries, and basically since the beginning of time. And he was meant to go to Canada anyway, but that ended up getting fast tracked to like a week after the big explosive kaboom, like literally big explosive dinner party or dinner party table discussion thing. He does end up meeting Roberts, but then I thought, wait, who the hell is this Roberts fella? Until I realized that it's the detective from the night sky. So I wonder if he's one of the, he meets a strange guy who ends up being Roberts. And I wonder, I don't know who it's going to be. If it's going to be like the 2401, but we have to see some sort of the investigation. Surely we have to see from his point of view, but it is good so far. It's definitely intriguing. I don't think I need to reread those 37 pages because I do remember enough, even though I was pretty distracted from just noise and busyness of a shopping center. So I won't reread it because I kept rereading back when I got distracted. I just kept going back and just reading, rereading segments, so I don't need to reread those. But I couldn't bother continuing on because I was just too distracted. And then I thought, well, why don't I read a little bit of this one? I nearly cried. Like the film, this is gonna make me sob like a little bitch. It was the preface, because we get a bit of a preface for what the book is, I'm assuming. And Jesus Christ, if I did not already start crying. Okay, look at that. You can't tell me you wouldn't cry either if you saw. Oh Jesus, okay. Yep, that one's gonna be a crying book. But I do plan on trying to bust this out within like tonight and tomorrow night, because I doubt Friday I would get any reading done because I work Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and that's over the Easter time. I don't know Monday, I'm not entirely sure Monday. But yeah, I'm working those days and I will be dead tired. Especially more on Friday because we will be the only grocery store that'll be open. It's going to be busy. I don't remember it being busy from last year, but it most likely will be busy. This went on for too long, this clip. So just wanted to let you know I had a really good day. And I'm going to continue on reading, hopefully soon, but I want to rest first. Resting is also important. I'm like at the halfway point now. The book is like the book being the like Sea of Tranquility. It is split up into 8 chapters. I'm up to chapter 4, which is Bad Chickens, which takes place in 2401. So there's like a lot of time jumpy kind of stuff, you know, and damn, it's getting good. It's getting interesting. Like there's like little, I can't explain it. It's just good. I don't know whether to continue reading or not because it is midnight now. Maybe I'll read a little bit more because I'm just so curious, because where the end of chapter 3 left off, I'm just like I'm intrigued. I'm curious, but it is, like I said, it's a 255 page book. And like, it's a quick, like, you could easily read this book in a day. It's fast paced. and it's so good, and the chapters are nice and short, and you get like page breaks between some of the paragraphs and stuff like that. So I think I might continue on for a little bit, then hit my head on the pillow and fall asleep. But all good so far. Definitely intriguing. There's definitely elements of parallel universes, and I wonder when they connect. Yeah, kind of connect, I guess you could say. I wonder when that all starts to become a little bit clearer. Only one way to find out, and that is by reading. It is now April the 20th. It is Wednesday, and it has been quite a while since I updated you on what I've done on anything, just about. I finished this one in like a few days. This would have easily have been a book I could have easily have read in a day if I had a day to myself where I didn't have to work, and I would have been able to read this in one day. It is a good book. It's a really good book, and it deals a lot with your actions have consequences, and it's following those people whose lives have been changed by this person that has changed things, kind of thing. Like, it is good. It is really good. Like, I'm just in complete awe in how Emily St. John Mandel can beautifully weave together stories and still make it cohesive. Like, the different narratives, like the different perspectives that we get, are good. They are really good, and they flow along with one another. And also just getting like some like other little bits that are quite interesting as well. Like, there are some things I would have liked to have like stayed more on, because some of the things were like a little interesting. And yeah, it's definitely something that dawned on me like a few minutes after reading it, because I usually don't read reviews of a book unless I need something to clarify or just at least need help with getting my thoughts together. I ended up doing that for this one, and after reading that, I took some time, like a few minutes to myself, and then it just dawned on me that, holy cow, wow, okay, kind of thing, you know? I don't know if this book will be for everyone. I really don't. And I think that The Glass Hotel also follows two characters that we follow in this one. I'm not entirely 100% sure, but I'm gonna have to read The Glass Hotel to find out. Knowing what I know now, I'm going to have to give it a bit of a reread. So I'm looking forward to that. And this cover is just absolutely stunning. Also, I've started and really have not made too much of a progress in The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. It is the first book in the Wayfarers Quartet. I'm liking it so far. It's definitely interesting. I don't know if endearing is the right word, but it is definitely interesting, and I'm enjoying it. Like, it's good so far. So it follows this person named Rosemary, and she has this troubled past. She's run away from her past. She's run away from what she knows, and she finds her way onto the ship the Wayfarer, and she's trying to like make a new life for herself. But the crew members in the Wayfarer have their own secrets, and we are getting multiple perspective in that one. I'm liking the characters so far. They each have like, I don't want to say bounce off each other very well, but this book definitely has like interplanetary species, and different people have different customs, different ways of like dealing with other people, with speaking, and how they view things and that kind of stuff. And it's really good to see them work together, because they've been working together for quite some time, and it is very sci-fi, and I'm loving it so far, with that sci-fi element, with there being like different species, and how Earth has become uninhabitable, and how we've progressed from there. And yeah, it's good. I am really enjoying it so far. I just have not made much progress in it because my reading has changed really drastically. I'm part-time now. I'm working 30 hours a week. I just don't have time to do anything. And I think it goes back to what I was trying to say. Well, not trying to say, but it's going back to what I was saying before, and how I need to find a perfect balance for me. And I just have been thinking a lot over the past few days about what I want from this channel and what I'm able to do with this channel while knowing that I do work long hours a week. And yeah, it's gonna be a bit of an adjustment. I have faith in myself. So that's what's been happening so far. And I hope you've all had a good Easter. I know I did. I worked for the 4 days, like Good Friday, Easter Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. I worked those days, but I'm not complaining about the money I got from it, I can tell you that. So yeah, that's what's been happening to me so far. And I don't know what I'm gonna do tonight. And that was all I had to say. It was just like a little update. So, gosh, I really need to figure out how to finish off these little updates and stuff, but that's all I had to say.
Had a bath. Did you have a bath? Yes, you did. You had a bath. Look at you. You're thinking I'm a weirdo. Hey, look at you do a bath. You had a bath. Hey. You had a bath. Yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, Papa. Hey, who's a good girl? As she runs away. Bye.
It is a little later in the day now. It's like around 7:30ish at night. You would have seen earlier on in the day that it was raining. I was expecting there to be a little bit more rain. I'm not gonna lie, I was hoping for it to be like a nice rainy day. It just did not happen like that, unfortunately. I helped my mum build some more cabinets and stuff for her Legos because she's very quickly running out of space, so I helped her with that, which didn't take too long, honestly. And it looks pretty good. She hasn't really set it up properly yet, but it does look pretty good. Like, it looks nice and cute. And it's making me like think about buying more bookshelves because it is a bit overdue. The ones I have are just cheap ass ones. But yeah, so I've read a little bit more of The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet, and I'm enjoying it. It is good. I'm liking the characters and the character relationships. I don't know if I'm a little bit suspicious with how friendly they are, with how the crew of the Wayfarer are, like how kind they are to Rosemary. I don't know if my suspicions are like correct or not, or if they just genuinely are just really nice people. I'm not entirely sure. I'm so used to there being in books where the male character, because we get different perspectives, right? And I really enjoy that because we get to know these characters more, we get to know their personalities more and what they're like, what they're thinking, what they're going through. So I'm really enjoying getting to know their perspectives. But there's this guy named Ashby. If you've read the book, you know. But Ashby is one of the main characters in this book, and then there's Rosemary. I'm just so used to, I guess you could say, me reading about books where the love interest is a male and a female. So the fact that Ashby is already coupled up with someone of another species is going to take me a little while for my brain to wrap around, because you see a guy, you see a male character that is human or whatever, then you see another female human character, and you go, ooh, are those two going to couple up? Because it's always been the case, but not with this one. So it's going to take me a little bit longer to get my head wrapped around that. But other than that, there are some long chapters in this one. I was not expecting that. The one I had just finished reading was like a 30 plus page chapter. I had read the bulk of it like last night, and they have like little page breaks and stuff to separate from the characters, so that's really good. There's definitely talk about like war and not much has really happened yet. I'm hoping that it'll pick up a little bit more and that we'll get to see at least some sort of secrets being spilled, because in the plot, in the synopsis, it said about how characters have their own secrets as well. I wonder what that means. I'm very curious about that, but it's going good so far. I'm liking it. Can't say too much about it because I haven't really made that much of a headway into it, but I am liking it. I'm gonna watch something now, then get back into reading. Good morning from me and Maggie. Look at a beautiful girl. Yeah, you are. I want kissy. Oh, you want belly rubs. Okay. Getting her belly rubs. Look at her. So yeah, it's around 9:30 in the morning now the next day. It is Friday, 22 of April. I wasn't planning on getting up at 9:30 at all. I had my alarm on for 8:15 and I had wanted to go uptown for a few minutes and then go to the movies. But I woke up and I was just not feeling it. I just did not want to go at all. And I'm a little upset about that. Maybe because I do like so many hours of work that I just don't want to socially interact with other people after. I don't know. I guess I should take this time to rest and I'll see how I go next week, you know? I did not get a chance. There's something in my eyeball. Probably a hair. I did not get a chance to read any more last night. I was just feeling so unwell last night. I really was. And on top of that, I didn't really get much sleep, but yet I actually feel pretty good. It's quite weird. I have heard though that if you are happy, that you don't need as much sleep as a person with depression does. I don't know what the science behind that is, but I have heard that before, like several times before, and I'm like, oh, okay. Maybe because I have been losing weight, because I have been walking so much for work, like just generally moving around to get in physical for my work, that maybe I don't need as much sleep as I think I do. Like, I do occasionally have moments where I sleep in for like 9 hours. That's just on like a bad day though, or like a time where I really, really need rest. So yeah, I was just feeling so unwell at night time. I don't know what the heck it was. It's probably the weather, probably messing around with my sinuses, no doubt, but yeah, I'm much better now. Like so much better. I think my body is telling me I need to just chill for this week. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do today. Just chill. I don't work until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And it'll be a quick shift because it's only for 5 hours. So I'll be chilling. I won't be doing much. Right now I'm going to go have some breakfast because I'm getting a little hungry. Good morning. I literally just woke up. I don't want to talk too much because I still have a bit of a sinus infection from yesterday. I was fine for most of the day until I went to work. And then, bam, sinus infection. I wasn't meant to work yesterday, but I ended up swapping shifts with someone at work, so they are working my Friday. I am working their Wednesday, which was yesterday because it's Thursday today. Going to stop this reading vlog right here. I haven't really done much reading. I've just been busy with public holidays, with other things that have been happening. It's just been hectic. I just want the next 2 days to just chill, or the next 3 days to chill, so that's why I'm stopping it early. I hope you somewhat enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.